So I will eat a squirrel if it gets 1,000 likes. And fire's a big thing. It's very important to be really prepared when it comes to knives and fire starters. All right, guys. Today I have a lightweight backpacking setup that I have put together 6 months ago, so I don't actually remember what's in here. Obviously, this isn't all the gear that I would take. This is some of it. So I got 100-foot length of rope. This is gonna be like brand new. This is like Christmas because I can't remember what I packed in here. I got some MREs. Looks like I got 4 of those in there. They're pretty mediocre. This is just a blow-up pad for sleeping because if I'm out there, I want to be at least kind of comfortable. Got a little camp axe, a knife, a machete. It's just a little guy, but it's not about the size, it's about how you use it. Another knife. I have issues. We're just gonna skip those. I have some socks and some gloves just in case it gets a little chilly. Here, I have my compass. Shows what? Oh, sorry. I have a compass. Points north, I think. I've got a couple different options for lighting fires. I have turbo mode. I have just a regular lighter. I have a fire stick with some fat wood handle. That fat wood handle burns really well when you whittle off little chips of it. I have just a little knife sharpener, some portable agua tablets for water purification. The Swiss Army knife, that one's self-explanatory. Everyone knows what this is a Swiss Army knife. For scale?
You realize how close you are to the camera?
Yes, I realize how close I am to the camera. Let's go to some of the pockets. This is a waterproof bag, mostly for my toilet paper. You don't want that getting wet out there. We don't want wipies. We just want some toilet paper because we are adult men and probably maybe some women. I don't know. I drink lots of water. I have this set up with several different water bottles on it. And these are just military style canteens. So it's got just regular water bottle. And then inside they have these tin cups for boiling water, or sometimes if you want super hot food, you can put an MRE in it if they don't come with the chemical heaters. I got toilet paper for when you take a dump, or if you want to toilet paper your neighbor's tent if they're mean to you. You can do that too.
That toilet paper has seen better days.
It's rough out there. It's got a really crappy job. Apparently I have another lighter with some duct tape on it. I'm not very good at starting fires. Don't judge me. Yes, I've got just a Nebo headlamp.
What?
Nebo! I'm probably pronouncing that very wrong. And then some fire starters and some fish hooks in my Tinder. Yes, fire's a big thing. It's very important to be really prepared when it comes to knives and fire starters. All right, got a survival poncho. I've got my little emergency tent.
Why are you holding it over there?
I don't know. For aesthetics. I've got my handy dandy. I think these are called Swedish tools. If anyone knows what they're actually called, let me know. Basically, it's a little hand drill for all sorts of stuff in bushcraft. And my wifey actually got me that for my Christmas, not birthday. For my Christmas. That was just a random little pouch. I don't know why that's in there, but it is. 6 months ago, me was packing all sorts of stuff. We got some wire.
What for?
You can use it for lots of different stuff. Snare, or just stuff around camp, setting up some bushcraft stuff. It's very useful. Same with this tactical cord. It's a little lighter than paracord. And then I have some really thin cord for uses like a survival fishing line and stuff like that. I've got my multi-tool. This one's an off-brand one on Amazon, but it's got a lot of stuff that the Leatherman Wave would have on it. But it also has a hammer. It has its own little fire rod. More fire. It's very important. It's got some wire cable cutters there for that snare wire.
What?
Sure. I've got my emergency bivvies. Comes with a little whistle in case Bigfoot finds you in a vulnerable position. Shh. My kids are sleeping, otherwise I would have blown it a lot harder. I've got a Thor magic towel, just in case. You never know. You might need a little wash, a little dabby dab. Maybe Bigfoot doesn't like stinky boys. This is a little pocket bellow for more fire. Has the orange juice breath. Sharpener for my axe and machete. I like to bring stews sometimes and not make them because I don't know what mushrooms are poisonous and what ones aren't. But this is just a little can opener for that. And then this is the other magic towel that my daughter picked out. It's a little T-Rex. I suppose it could be a T-Rachel. You can't assume these days. What else is in here? Some electrical parts apparently fell in here. Some wire nuts and then some cable clamps.
Is it another one of these?
Just emergency bivvies in case Bigfoot sleeps over. All right, let's see. There's a little bit more. I have just a little bit of basic first aid-y stuff. So I've got first aids. That sounds worse. And then I have playing cards for if I get bored, I can play solitaire, but I don't know how to play. I have a Bear Grylls Gerber survival kit.
What?
Bear Grylls.
Oh, what's in here on survival?
I will look. Give me just a second.
Alright,
Survival stuff. I'm assuming a life straw. And this type of setup is really good in case you get sucked into a wormhole and have to fight aliens. There's only one of me. It's good for, I think, 10,000 gallons. I'll have to double check. I die of starvation way sooner because I don't know what mushrooms to eat. This one's just a little SOL survival kit. Shiznit out of luck. This is the Bear Grylls one, officially licensed, by the way, back in the day when Bear Grylls was active. It's got, this is one of those pocket chainsaws in it that I used. They work surprisingly well. Pocket chainsaws, so you take it, and it's just really rough wire, basically. You'll never guess what I actually used this for. You hold it like this, you wrap it around a log, and you saw back and forth, and it cuts through the log. I'm an electrician.
I had to cut some pipe that was in the ground really far in, and I couldn't get my oscillating saw or my sawzall in, so I had to use this to
Reach in there, and saw back
and forth and cut through PVC. It worked really well, actually.
Then it has waterproof matches. It's got some cords. It's got another fire stick, some more ferro rods. It's got a really cute, tiny little multi-tool in it. It's got everything on it. It's got a little bottle opener, little screwdrivers, pliers. It's actually quite adorable. These are really cool. I'm excited to show these actually. So these are survival cards. So they're little metal cutouts that have different stuff on them, from saws to arrowheads, fish hooks, frog gigs, harpoons, lures, a bunch of different stuff like that. And you just snap them out as you need them. So it's a great thing to have. You can easily slide it into a little backpack or a little survival kit anywhere. And then you have tons of lures and frog gigs, different ways to catch food if you were a good fisherman, which I'm not. I'm going to test those out because they've obviously never been used. I got my saw. This has been used for a Christmas tree. I got my fapoons. That's not what they're called.
No.
A spork. Why aren't they called fapoons? That's a way funner word. Fapoons. And then this is so cool. This came with the emergency tents, I believe. Wha-bam! Some blingage. It's nice if you're jogging with Bigfoot in the morning or something to show that your Bigfoot's. Mostly I want to get together with Bigfoot, okay? That's it. There's a lot of extra weight in here with a bunch of knives that are never going to get used. So you have multi-tool, obviously. That one's pretty self-explanatory. It has everything on it you can need, from files, screwdrivers, knives, to pliers.
Saw blades, scissors.
This is a very budget-friendly compared to Leatherman. This one's a Wii Tools. It's like an Amazon special, basically. But it has a bunch of interchangeable screwdriver bits. And then, like I said, it's patterned after the Leatherman Signal and Wave combined. So it has that fire starter. It has the hammer, just like the Signal does. But then it also has a saw blade, a serrated blade, and just a regular knife blade, and a couple other things that the Leatherman Wave would have. It's a good budget-friendly. I believe I got this one for $30 on sale on Amazon versus the Signal, which is around $150. So it is quite a bit cheaper. I've ran Leathermans a ton. I love them. Leathermans are amazing tools. But if you're looking for a budget-friendly one, I'm planning on trying this out. We'll see how it holds up compared to that. This is the knife I would take over all of them. This is also a very great budget-friendly knife. This is the Gerber Ultimate Survival Knife. It's got a almost full tang. I can't remember what it's actually called, but the tang of the knife goes all the way to about here, and then the hammer itself is actually detached, so it doesn't rattle and roll when you're hammering with it.
What do you mean by hammering?
This is a hammer end. So the design of this sheath, I'm not going to pull it all the way off, but you can pull it all the way off and hold it like this, and it's a hammer. You hammer stuff in. Oh, my face. You hammer stuff in. On the back here, there's a fine grit diamond knife sharpener for it. It has lashing holes to lash it for a spear. It comes with a survival whistle. It comes with a notch for the fire rod, which is down here at the end. The ferro rod is for fire. And it's a great knife. You can also pick these up at Walmart or Amazon for about 50 bucks. And as far as survival knives for that price, this is my favorite one. This is the way to go, in my opinion. I've used the bean out of 2 of these knives, and they're still kicking. And full batoning, throwing for fun, all sorts of stuff for it. And it's a great little knife. Oh, I forgot to show my Life Straw water bottle. So I do have 2. That's 20,000 gallons. Never enough. I have my Gerber Freeman. This is more for skinning and pretty brand new. Broken in yet.
If this video gets 1,000 likes, you should eat a squirrel.
I will eat a squirrel. I am really good at killing those, actually. So I will eat a squirrel if it gets 1,000 likes. And probably get rabies. I'm doing this for the binds. Swiss Army knife, pretty basic. The main reason I have this one is it has tweezers for when I get either a unibrow or sliver, mostly unibrows. This bad boy is my Gerber Gator Jr. It's got a saw blade on the back as well. This one's also really cool. This is the Gerber hatchet or camp axe. They are pretty nice. This one has a hidden knife in the handle. It felt a little weird. This one is my nicer knife. This is a Benchmade. I forgot what the model is or what it's called, but Benchmade's very nice, really good warranty. I added just a little ferro rod to that as well.
Can you please count the amount of fire? 1, 2. What else you got?
Does the Leatherman count? Because it has one. Or not Leatherman.
The multi-tool also has
the wheat holes.
So what? There's 3 just over there.
4.
That has 4.
5. 6. 7. 8. My sharpener has one as well. 10. 11. 12. These technically have one. I think that's it. I think 13. 14. That's my survival necklace. I think that's it.
14 fire starters.
So if one fails to start a fire, I have 13 other options. I'm excited to try this out. Like I said, this is not all the gear I'm planning on taking on a multi-day lightweight hike.
So you're trying to tell us
there's a little bit more, and some of this is going to get rid of. I probably won't bring all those knives. Maybe I'll bring more. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring a sword or a spear.
So you're not rethinking your fire starting options?
I should probably rethink those too. But one thing I'm not rethinking is my magic towels. Those are sticking with me to the end.
What would you say is the most useful thing that you have in your backpack right now?
Fapoons. No, just kidding. If I had to just pick one, how many do I get?
1.
Literally just one?
Yes.
It would probably be the Gerber Ultimate Survival Knife.
Think you can go a weekend with just that?
If you gave me this, and we'll say a water canteen, and a book with knowledge of mushrooms and what ones are poisonous and not, then I think I could in the summer. Next video! Eating squirrels in Idaho, trying to survive. And book of mushrooms. The backpack itself is an LL Bean, just a rucksack. I think that is all I have in my bag of goodies. I really am excited to try it out so that I can tell you how many of these knives were absolutely useless and what else was good about the bag and what else wasn't. If you have anything that you think I should take as well, please drop it in the comments, or anything I should get rid of. This is the Lost Mullet. Hit the subscribe button, get yourself lost, and get yourself a mullet.